We need 5,000 likes on this video.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Instagram? What's up, podcast world? It's your man, Mr. Charles, back with another episode of Charles Real Talk Podcast. But we keep it real, with real talk, real people, all topics. We sugarcoat nothing. Now, tonight, guys, I really want to get into something really disturbing. It's a story that came out of Kinley, North Carolina. Some of you, I can guarantee some of you don't even know about this story because it's a small town and we probably don't pay attention to stuff like this here. But tonight we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about this crap right here, man. Because as I said before, it rubbed me really deep and I really want to talk about it. And I want us to understand what is still going on in this country that we're being so blinded, not understanding that it affects all of us. If it affects one of us, it affects all of us. So welcome to the show, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, punch that like button, drop your comments down below, and don't forget to turn on your notification bells because I answer all comments that you leave down below first and foremost. And secondly, I don't want you to miss any episodes like this one tonight. So tonight's show, guys, is entitled, we're going to entitle this show, Racism in Small Town America. That's the name of this show, Racism in Small Town America. Now, you're probably wondering, where did I get that topic from? Well, the topic comes from the incident that's transpired that lead up to the topic. So, for those who don't know, let me give you a quick background of what I'm talking about. Because you probably, I can guarantee you, you probably haven't heard of it. For my returning subscribers, for those who've been following me, I just want to give you guys a big round of applause. I really appreciate you guys sticking by me and being there with me. Thank you guys so much. Glad to have you back. Appreciate it. So now we're going to talk about Kinley, North Carolina. That's right, Kinley, North Carolina, folks. Now, this is what happened in Kinley. Follow me. The mayor, the city of Kinley, North Carolina, hired a young black sister, a sister by the name of Justine Jones to be city manager. Now, we know how big that position is. City manager, she's responsible for a variety of broad things to do with the city, that city. So her job task was to make sure everything was up to par. Now, one of the things she had definitely discussed or make sure it was up to par was their police department. The city of Kinley police department, sheriff department, whatever you want to name it. But this is how this shit went down. So I'm just gonna give you a little more scenario on it. Then we're gonna listen to someone who's more experienced with me with reporting the story, but he's gonna give it to you in a much in-depth manner. So you can please listen to the end. Watch this entirely to the end so you can understand what is going on. Okay. In the city of Kinley, North Carolina, as I stated, they hired Justine Jones to be the city manager. Now, the chief of police, this is where this shit get a little rocky, all right? The chief of police, Josh Gibson. I want y'all to remember that name, because that name gonna come up with a lot in this podcast. Josh Gibson. Now, Josh Gibson seems like a relatively easy name to remember, so I hope you guys remember that name. Don't forget that mother name. All right, he's the city sheriff of the city. He's the sheriff of this city. Well, Mr. Gibson was offended or hated the fact that this black woman was hired as the city manager, and she began to reconstruct all the BS that was going on. So when it came to their police department, which was supposed to have 8 officers, they only had 5. Then she was trying to implement getting the other 3 officers on board and doing what she's supposed to do to make sure this police department is ran correctly. Well, Mr. Gibson and his band of ass kissers decided that they didn't want to work under this city manager. So what do? They all gave a 2 weeks notice to resign. Now I want y'all to hear me. They all gave 2 weeks notice to resign. Now, before I get into this any deeper, because we're going to talk about this, you guys are going to be able to leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think about it. But before I get into it, I'm going to let my man, because I'm going to tell y'all something. If you don't know, if you haven't never listened to the Young Turk television series or Facebook series or YouTube series, I'm telling you, you've got to tune into this channel, this station, the Young Turk TV station, TYT. Very, very great station. They're better than NBC, CNN, Fox. They're better than all of them because they give it to you blow raw. They cover a lot of topics to do with African Americans and brown Americans as well. So that is very important. Not only that, but they talk about a lot of injustice that goes on in this country and around the world. So definitely check them out. Shout out to them. But a big shout out to my man, Ronald Martin. Ronald Martin is one of their anchors there, and this guy is phenomenal. Shout out to Ronald Martin, man. If you hear this here, man, let you know, man, I salute you, brother. I love to listen to you. Love to hear him give your input on all these topics. But before we go, we gonna keep going into all that. Then we're gonna jump into this report that he brought to our attention, to my attention mainly, because I definitely follow him, and he talks about this situation. So before I go any further, we're gonna let him tell y'all the storyline behind this BS. Let's get it.
The police department has resigned. Ironically, this police department, I'm talking about everybody, chief, everybody, resigned because the city manager, the new city manager, is progressively responsible. And because she is progressively responsible, according to every police officer in this city, they are under a hostile work environment and they cannot perform their functions. Let's put up the picture of her and the chief. See, there it is right there. Black female becomes the manager of a town in North Carolina, and literally within days, ladies and gentlemen, within days, the entire police department resigns. All of them. Not one left. Let me give you the background to this story. All right. In protest of a newly appointed, progressively responsible town manager in North Carolina, the entire police force has turned in their 2 weeks notice because of their alleged hostile work environment. The New York Post reports that Kenly, that's the name of the city, police chief Josh Gibson. All right, let's put that picture up again so you'll know who Josh is. That's Josh on the left. All right. On the right is African-American female who was recently appointed, really days ago, to be the manager of that city. I'm going to get into some of her background in a moment. The New York Post reports Kenly Police Chief Josh Gibson, a key clerk, and 5 of his officers quit their positions to express their disapproval of the new town manager, Justine Jones, a black woman. Now, let me remind you, those numbers seem low, right? You say, wait a minute. I thought you said the entire police department. That's right. They only have 5 cops. Normally, they have 8. They have 5 right now. And according to them, they're simply unable to do their jobs. But they have had variations of 5 to 8 police officers before the African-American female was placed in charge of them. But they did not resign until she got the job. There's more. In a Thursday announcement, the chief of police wrote, and I quote, "I have put in my 2 weeks notice along with the whole police department. Sharon Evans and Christy Thomas with the town of Kenly after 21 years of service. The new manager has created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duties and services to the community." In me researching this story, ladies and gentlemen, I could find no actual specific claim of misconduct. Not one. They are continuing to cite hostile work environment, progressively responsible, understaffing. Wait a minute. You all have resigned because of someone being responsible? Because you need a couple of more people in your shift? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to break down exactly what happened here. All right. So, hired last month on June 2nd, as I said, the woman has only been there for days. Ms. Jones has had a history of progressively responsible positions, which the former force disapproves of. Ms. Jones has had nothing but a praised career during her years of public service, and I checked. Now, I'm going to give you that background in a moment. So let me make it plain for everybody. They're not leaving because of a hostile work environment. Remember, if there's a hostile work environment, you have a protocol. You alert HR, HR will then investigate the matter, and they will make a determination. But guess what? All of these government protected employees, none of them went through the process or the protocol of filing an actual complaint for a hostile work environment. Why? Because internally, their own people would have found this is no hostile work environment. So they're making a claim without making a complaint. Understand that. They're making a claim without making a complaint. In addition to that, they have said on record, if the city fires Mrs. Jones, they will come back, showing the premise of their entire scheme from day one. Let me say this to you, Ms. City Manager, and to the council that appointed you. Stick to your guns, no pun intended. The greatest thing that could have happened to your city is to have all of these cops resign. Now you can bring in good cops. You can bring in police officers that can respect diversity and leadership. You can actually do the good work, Ms. Jones, that you have been trying to do for years in other states and other jurisdictions. You have a clean slate. You can do this. You can become an example to the rest of this country how it can be done the right way. They have given you a gift by resigning. How do you create police in the interim? The sheriff of that county has already come out and said he will work with the city to make sure that policing is done. Create an MOU temporarily with the sheriff. Create another MOU with the closest jurisdiction of city police officers so that your residents can have access to 911 emergencies. That's how you do it. And in the process, 3 months, 6 months, you build a credible and respected and reputable police force. You only need 8. You can operate with 5. Let's get this done. All right. Jones has had a dedicated career to public service over the last 16 years, during which she worked in progressively responsible positions with local governments in Minnesota, Virginia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. There's not one state or jurisdiction on record at all that had one negative thing to say about this young lady who has been in government service going on 20 years until she got to Kinley. All right. This is what change looks like. It's uncomfortable. There's resistance, but it's part of it. Criticism is the price you pay for leadership. And the day you are unwilling to be criticized is the day you are unfit to lead anybody. This is criticism. It's part of it. All right. Jackson, thoughts on this case?
Yeah, so let's talk about how ridiculous it is. After 21 years of service, nothing made you want to quit. Nothing made you want to throw in the towel other than this black woman who was on for a few days. That was just a line too far. On top of the fact that, we care so much about this community that we're all just going to quit and let, just throw it up in God's hands or whatever. Just let Jesus take the wheel. But all this was, at the end of the day, was these men felt that, they had put in too much blood, sweat, and tears to, operate under the influence and authority of some black woman. So that's all it was. And that was the line too far after 2 decades of service.
That's right. We will stay on this story because council has the decision to make. As I said, I do hope they stick with their choice with Ms. Jones. The spirit was right, and I think she's the right person. I can do what you do.
He's a phenomenal journalist as well. But I wanted you guys to understand what he was saying. And how this thing played out. Like, it's still going on because we don't know what the city council is going to do. We don't know what the mayor is going to do. So we're still waiting to see how that whole part is going to play out at the end of the day. So what you have here is a woman with 16 years of dedicated civil service with multiple different states and never had an issue in neither one of them. You heard Ronald. They couldn't find anything negative against her in any of her previous positions. But it all boils down to, see, they can't say it, but I can. See, that's the thing with real talk. I can say it. Them motherfuckers racist. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it and try to put some gray lining on it. They racist. You had these 5 white cops who have been in service for a long time, and including the sheriff, including Josh Gibson, 21 years of service. But when this black woman takes over as the city manager, just to make sure that everything is operating correctly, you racist motherfuckers don't want to work under her. And for that I say, real shit. That's how y'all thinking in this day and age, 2022. The hell with them. The hell with them. In fact, I clearly feel like what you do is you give them a 21 gun salute. See ya. That's how I feel. You motherfuckers want to be racist in your own. Because we already know it's a small town in North Carolina. We already know those backwood towns has a lot of BS going on in them. And here it is with these motherfuckers here who don't want to deal with a black woman who's only trying to make your job better and easier, to make sure your staff is up to par and that your department is receiving the best assistance from the city itself to help you go forward. She ain't trying to bully you or take over or anything like that, them. She's only trying to make the job easier. So my question to you, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my Facebook to you guys is simply this. What do you think about this situation? And how would you rectify this situation? Like, how would you deal with it if it was you in this situation? Because no matter what, people, we have a lot of racism still going on in this country. We see it every day. We turn a blind eye to it, but we see it every day. So why do we pretend that it doesn't happen when we know that it does? See, we're so caught up in all the other BS that's going on that we forget about the importance of black lives, brown lives. You know what I'm saying? We forget about that. We forget about the importance of everything that's going on in this country other than what is right. People, we got a long road ahead of us. And I say to my Facebook followers, my YouTube followers, my Instagram followers, and some of my Twitter followers as well, I say that we need to continue to fight. We must stay in the fight. We must strive to, and I'm talking to my African American community right now, my brothers and sisters right now, I'm talking to you guys. We must continue to strive to do better and be better. You know what I'm saying? I really think this story need to be shared. I hope that you guys will take it upon yourself to share this story. Because this black woman, this proud black woman, was chosen out of 30 other candidates nationwide. You think they all was black? The best person was picked for the job. how they say, the cream of the crop rose to the top. She did that. So we salute this sister, man, and we definitely stand behind her in the challenges that she faced as of right now. So I hope that you guys will pass this message on. You will share this message, and also please comment on this video down below. All comments are acceptable. I don't care if you don't like what I had to say, or you do like what I had to say. Put it down there. Let me know. I'm going to comment back. Don't think that I'm just going to let you get off and I don't respond back. And if you're listening on my podcast radio, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, go ahead and leave a comment as well. And I'll respond back to you. Because I am deeply touched by this matter. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Charles Real Talk Podcast. I really enjoyed bringing it to you guys, but I know it's not that long. We're going to stay on a few more minutes just to cover a few more things that we got coming up. Guys, I also want you to know that I put some very important YouTube videos up, and as well as going to be on my TikTok channel, my TikTok station as well. CNC exclusive photo booth. You can go there and see some of the TikTok videos I'm putting up over there as well, because I'm putting up not just videos from my company and the things that I'm doing, but I'm putting up videos that are educational, that I want you people to understand that the videos that I'm putting up is need to know videos. It's teaching you how to budget your money. It's teaching you how to get credit. It's teaching you how to build your credit. It's teaching you how to straighten your credit out. You know what I'm saying? It's teaching you all the things, how to prepare to buy a house. All these things are taught in the videos that I'm sharing on my YouTube channel, both of them, as well as my TikTok channel, Facebook, and Instagram as well. They're going to be on all platforms, people. Listen, guys, we have to believe in ourselves in order to achieve what we want to achieve. You see, you can bullshit this whole scenario as much as you want. You can not think that if you work hard to build your credit, then it won't lead to a better path, but in all actuality, it will. That's what you got to understand. We as black people fail to understand, and not all of us, but we as black people fail to understand that there's better options than the current option. It is. It really is. Now, I, for one, want to see greatness personify itself. So I want to see my black people achieve greatness. Nothing against my white counterpart, my white friends. I don't have none. You guys know I love you. But I have to build a black community up as much as possible. And I want the black community to understand that I support them. I believe in them. And I hope that they will in turn, understand that I need their support as well. So please check out some of the videos that I have up on my other channel. Understand that those videos, once again, are educational videos. Now, I throw in some few, videos here and there just to get a laugh out you, get a chuckle out you. Of course, I want to keep it all tight and just congested. I want you to breathe. I want you to, Musa, and breathe and understand that life can be fun. You know what I'm saying? Every walk of your day doesn't have to be serious. Life is too short to take it serious every day. Now, don't misunderstand what I am saying. I'm not saying not to take life serious. I'm saying enjoy life. Enjoy life. It took me a long time to get to this point to understand what enjoying life meant. Now I enjoy life. Yes. Charles enjoy life now. I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful wife. I have
sisters that I love and dearly. I have an uncle who's like a father to me, love him to death. You know, I have an auntie, love her to death. Cousins are like brothers. I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Jasper crew. I hope you guys are checking out this podcast as well. I hope you guys are definitely enjoying the podcast down in Jasper. My Jasper, Florida family. We're going to be partying this Friday night down in Jasper. So we'll definitely be there to enjoy this with my brother and sister from another mother, Doug and Mary. So we're definitely going to be partying with them this Friday night. Also, guys, there's a lot of great things coming up. My brother Rick Merritt always posting great things that's going on around the city. Please keep an eye on that on my Facebook page. I will be sharing them to the Facebook page as well. We want you guys to understand that everything is done with a purpose, and I do everything with a purpose. I don't just sit around and just chit chat. I put this stuff together for you guys, so I hope you guys understand I do it for you. Once again, guys, this has been Charles Real Talk Podcast, where we keep it real. Real talk, real people, all topics, real topics. That's what we're about on this podcast, and that's what we're going to continue to do. If you have a subject or subject matter that you want to discuss, an issue that you want to discuss, whether it be in Duval, Miami, anywhere around the country, if you want to talk about and discuss it, if you want to talk about finances, if you have financial suggestions, if you have community suggestions, whatever you may have, please just leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. Or those who know me on Facebook, you can definitely inbox me on Facebook. Let me know what you want to talk about. We're going to set up a podcast to talk about that, because this is a platform that I want everybody to know that you can come on and voice your opinion about any and everything. I want you to know that you can talk about it, and I'm here to talk about it with you. You know what I'm saying? So understand that it's not just about me. It's about all of us, and it's about putting all this stuff into play. So whether it be Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, Alabama, Augusta, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, wherever you at, if you got something you want to talk about, I'm just a little podcast that's starting to grow. Trust me, I'm going to build it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to build it up. I prefer to build it up with your support, but if you don't want to support me, there's nothing I can do about it. Just keeping it 100. That's what this show does. We keep it 100. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank all of you for coming in tonight or watching this video. If you watch this video on Facebook, leave a comment down below. If you watch the video on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, punch that like button, drop no comments down below, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of this great content like this here. If you watch it on Twitter, go ahead and please drop a comment down below, like it, let me know what you think. If you watch it on Instagram, the same thing. I only request this from my heart that you guys, if you watch this, share this video. You know what I'm saying? Because it does help get the message out there, and it does help the channel grow as well. If you need to find me on YouTube, you can find me at any one of my two channels. One is this one right here, Charles Real Talk Podcast. You can find me on that one. If you want to go on there and leave a comment on any one of the videos that I got there, you're more than welcome to. You can also find me on Mr. CRV reaction videos on YouTube as well. So you can find me on a couple of different places. You can find me on Facebook at Charles Thornton, as you guys already know that. And you can find me on the business page if you got any business questions that you want to ask me. CNC exclusive, 360 exclusive photo booth, also on Facebook and Instagram. So once again, guys, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for checking in. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. So as we get out of here, I just wanted you guys to know that this is Mr. Charles. I come from Dade County in that 305. Currently residing in Duval in that 904. But before I get out of here, I bid you peace.